So there I was, working really hard, grinding out all of the videos that I was going to have ready for the weekend, making adjustments in my personal life and other work stuff to get ready for World Tournament, because that's what I do. I am a hardcore World Tournament player. I like scoring in the top 30, 50-ish so that I can get some really good rewards, so that I can have more resources for Dokkan and Dokkan content. And then I find out maybe 2 or 3 hours after the fact that the World Tournament has been postponed. And this could not have happened at a worse time for me, because I had just made the appropriate adjustments to get ready for World Tournament weekend. Of course, I'm happy, but I'm also irritated because now I had to basically undo the scheduling changes that I made to accommodate this World Tournament weekend. Anyway, that's a me problem. This is not about me. This is about what this means for Dokkan. So let's talk about this. World Tournament number 46 has been postponed. We're going to discuss why. We're going to discuss when this has happened before, because it has. And we're going to talk about what this could potentially mean moving forward. So World Tournament 46 has been postponed, as well as the following events: Extreme Z Area, Saiyan Saga, Fidel, Easy or Story Event, Raditz Story Event, Special Event Adventure of Gratitude, and Bizarre Rabbit Mob. All of these events are basically old archaic events that release alongside the World Tournament. All of those have been postponed. We all received 1 Dragon Stone. Now, what's interesting is that there's actually seemingly a lot of issue with this. The fact that we're getting 1 Dragonstone compensation. I don't think people realize the World Tournament hasn't been canceled, it's been postponed. So when you really think about it, you're still not losing the 50 stones, it's just that it's not arriving right now. And I know that that's like the main draw for casual players, and in fact what I was talking about in my previous video regarding World Tournament, it is 50 free stones coming for you this weekend. Since that's not going to be the case now, it's been delayed, meaning you will still get it in the future, just not now. The fact that they're giving even 1 stone, I would say is a win. You know, obviously I wouldn't say no to more, but I just didn't react to this the same way that other people did. Maybe I was just overly ecstatic about the fact that stupid World Tournament is gone for now. But yeah, that's my take. Like, honestly, if I had my way, I tweeted this, I would pay 50, nay, 100, 200 stones every 3 months just to keep this event out of the game. That's how much I hate this event. I know it's 50 free stones for people, but hey, they could just give it to some other event and have it come back to us through that. It doesn't have to be World Tournament. Let us earn 50 more stones on Super Battle Road or something. I don't know. Just forget the World Tournament. I hate that event. Anyway, why did this happen? Let's discuss why. And does this have anything to do with the issue that happened 2 years ago? Because for some of you who might have been around, we did have a similar problem 2 years ago. And ironically, I think it was around the same time slot. I could be wrong about that. Let's read this. Thank you for your support of Dokkan. An issue was found when adding certain characters to your team and engaging in battles. Activating certain skills of characters during battles will cause the game to shut down unexpectedly. So I don't know what this necessarily entails, because activating certain skills, I don't know if that means activating like an intro animation or a passive, or, you know, like if it's something more, I guess, surface level, like activating an active skill. Whatever the case may be, this was a problem that was causing the game to crash. Now, some of you might think that's not that big a deal. Just do the World Tournament, just do the event, and, you know, if it crashes, it crashes, whatever. This is actually where I'm going to give Dokkan some props, because they did this to ensure fairness, and I actually like that. To ensure fairness, certain events that were scheduled to be held recently will become available once the issue is resolved. So this means that this, first of all, could be happening very soon. Maybe they resolve this in like a week, and maybe it comes back. But the fact that they did this to ensure fairness, I think is a good thing, because let's just say, for argument's sake, the issue was centered around Int Demon King Piccolo, or Int Ma Jr., right? Int Ma Jr. is like highly coveted as the best World Tournament character in the game. So a lot of people might have either summoned for the new filler Dokkan Festival banner to get him. Some people might have picked up the unit with red coins on other banners. Whatever the case may be, you are finally stoked to use this unit and breeze through the World Tournament. But then activating his active skill, which is the very essence of using him in World Tournament, crashes your game. What do? You're in trouble. You don't have other AoE units. You don't have other units that can carry you through World Tournament. What are you supposed to do? What if you are trying to beat me on World Tournament and you're crashing the game constantly using this, whereas I'm using Broly and I'm breezing through the event no problem? You don't have Broly. What are you supposed to do? So I think that this was definitely a good decision. It had to be done. I guess the real L would be the fact that they couldn't figure this out or fix it beforehand. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not a game developer, so I couldn't speak to like how long it would take to fix the problem, diagnose the problem, address it, all that stuff. You know, all those different things, I couldn't tell you. So that is the situation now. We don't know when it will come back, but based on this phrasing, it should be soon, and I would imagine it could still happen during part 2. Maybe it's next weekend. I would hope that it's not, because I wanted this to happen before Heroes. I would now rather this happen after Heroes. That's just my personal take. Well, first of all, I want it gone, like altogether. But if it has to happen, don't let it happen during Heroes. I love Heroes. I want to focus on Heroes. I don't want to be doing stupid World Tournament during Heroes. So now let's talk about what this means for basically Dokkan. Well, first of all, part 2 is in shambles because part 2 essentially has nothing. And remember what I said, in terms of content, the main celebration is still going to be intact while Heroes happens parallel. Heroes is like a parallel miniature celebration. It's not supposed to have the same level of stuff that the regular celebration would have. So the fact that World Tournament is now gone basically eliminates most of what part 2 was going to be in terms of the content for now. There could still be more stuff coming up because if you look at the missions for part 2, there are Extreme Z battle missions. So why would they introduce that in the part 2 missions if there wasn't going to be an Extreme Z battle? There could still be more stuff that's announced. They always retroactively add new content to celebrations after a week or two. So there could have been more stuff coming, but at the moment, it's pretty bare bones. Until the 22nd, there's essentially nothing on Global Dokkan. So maybe we get World Tournament before that. Maybe they move this to a weird date. They have done that before. I think they've done Tuesday World Tournaments in the past. If this ends up getting fixed and they actually drop the World Tournament on the 21st, I'm going to be so mad because that is when Heroes drops. They've done it before. I think they did it on like the 12th or the 13th. No. Well, I don't remember when it was. I think it was when Pan. See, the reason why I kind of remember it is because I think that's when I scored in the top 10. It was when it was on like a Tuesday and the competition wasn't as fierce. I was able to hit the top 10. I think that's what it was. I don't remember. Anyway, that's the situation for right now. What's crazy is that this has happened in the past. And we go back to the Bojack Dokkan Festival celebration back in... When was Bojack? 2020? 2021? I'm actually going to have to find this out. Global... I think it was 2021. It was in like March. No, it was in 2022. Who cares? Doesn't matter. It happened when Bojack came out, whenever that was. It was 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, 2021. See, I'm smart. Oh, it wasn't Bojack. It was the... Oh, no, it was Bojack. All right, stop talking to him. So this is when we had it last. It was February 2021. That was when this happened. Because if we scroll down here, this is credit to my boy Cardinal, who gave me the intel here. I knew that we had this before. I just didn't remember exactly when. 36th World Tournament postponed due to issues with support items. So at the time, what the issue was, you couldn't use certain items without crashing the game entirely. And again, the game was still functioning despite this issue. So they basically warned you to not use items because if you did, it would mess up your game. And so as a result, you couldn't do World Tournament because while some of you could no item World Tournament, some of you might have to sometimes take the necessary precautions to be safe. Maybe you're not sure if like 5 attacks that are about to hit you in slot 1 could be a super attack. If that happens on World Tournament, you're dead, right? So you need the items. And if you can't use them, you can't do World Tournament. So they postponed it. And it was, I think the issue persisted for like a week, something like that. I don't remember. It took a while. So yeah, this is not the first time that Dokkan has done this sort of thing. And now the question is, with full synchro on the horizon and with Dokkan, with Global Dokkan being essentially what, like 3 World Tournaments behind JP, I am curious if this issue isn't solved sometime soon. I would imagine that it is, but if it weren't, just for argument's sake, what does this mean for the future of World Tournaments? Because at some point, Global has to catch up to JP, and I would imagine if that were to happen, they would have to also catch up World Tournaments, Ultimate Clashes, and any other piece of content that we haven't otherwise had on Global. We would have to have all of that before we caught up to JP. Would they consolidate all of that into one celebration where it's like a massive Ultimate Clash, a massive World Tournament with double the rewards, or would they just give us more frequently those events with smaller intervals? I don't know. So if they were to delay this one, that would basically put more pressure on them to do that sooner. But that's of course assuming worldwide download 2024 is the end date for full synchro. So a little food for thought there. The last thing that I want to talk about in this video is this, and I found this from my older video, and that is the Dokkan Wiki's list of errors, changes, and problems database. This is one of the most hilarious archives in Dokkan, where it's not officially done by Dokkan, but this is by the wiki, where it lists all of the different problems that we have had throughout the years of Dokkan. Unfortunately, this does not span 2023 because this hasn't been updated in the Dokkan Wiki. I don't think it's getting regular updates these days, but it's still a fun read. So if you guys want to check this out, I will link this in the description. You guys can go click on it and check it out. Some of these are pretty funny. Actually, let's go through these. Goku EZA was altered prior to the final step. As a result, their passive now gets an additional defense plus 20. That one's actually not as funny. The Vegito one, that was a major one on JP. People were really upset about the unit's build. They changed it in like a day or two or something like that. If we go back to 2021, what was the deal 2021? Oh yeah, the Dokkan Festival New Year's step up. That was crazy. It was basically a misinformation, misleading the consumer where God Goku wasn't around or something like that. And so all stones that were spent were refunded. And yeah, that was crazy. That was only for global. That was a big W. That is one of the most iconic errors in Dokkan history. There's also a 300 Dragonstone compensation for JP players, right? So there was that. This isn't really an error, but they changed Super 17. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff here. I'm not going to go through every single one. If you are curious, go check these out. It is something that would make you probably laugh. At least some of them would make you laugh. Because like the further back we go, there are some pretty funny ones. So yeah, definitely go check this out. But that is pretty much it for this video. So I know some people have been roasting me in the comments from my previous video where I dropped the what rank you should be targeting for the upcoming World Tournament. I'm going to keep that video on the channel because it will be relevant in a couple of days and I don't want to do a re-upload. If anything, I'll just make another video. Because another thing is they may or may not, with this little, kerfuffle here, they actually might implement an update that Global has yet to receive as opposed to JP. Because JP gets more rewards now up to rank 1000 in terms of the announcer medals. That update happened on the 48th World Tournament for JP, which happens to be the same World Tournament that we are doing now on 46, or that we're about to get, because Beerus is one of the 4 getting the EZAs. That's the very World Tournament that JP received that update. So we could be getting that update as well. And if that happens, they might announce it. So I'll probably just do another video. But yeah, feel free to roast me in the comments. Not that it's really my fault. It's not like I made this happen, but it is funny, the timing. Like that video is definitely not going to age well because there is no World Tournament. And I'm not going to be surprised if there's somebody in the comments that's like, Toon, you set me up for World Tournament. Where is World Tournament? I got ready for it because of this video. I blame you. I really hope it doesn't happen, but I'm sure that there will be something like that. Anyway, that's it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this whole screw up with Dokkan. Are you happy that World Tournament's been postponed? Are you sad World Tournament's been postponed? Let me know your thoughts about how they're going to be handling the remaining events for Global as we catch up. Are they going to consolidate them all into one super mega ultra event? Or are they going to just give us them more frequently? Let me know your thoughts overall in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you're going to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.